Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Orange Power Podcast. We're talking Oklahoma State Cowgirl basketball with the head coach of the Cowgirls, Coach Jacie Hoyt. And, Coach, you and I were just talking about, you get to this point in the year, you're mid-February, you've gone through such a long stretch here, and the grind really starts now, right? Everybody's tired, and that mental preparation, that's when you start to depend on that a little bit here down the stretch.
Yeah, every season is a marathon, and I feel like we're in that home stretch where we can see the finish line, but we still have a ways to go, right? And how you finish is so incredibly important. But I feel like our team is in a really good place right now, mentally, physically, emotionally, and that's, we're exactly where we want to be at this point.
Easier or more difficult to stay game by game at this point in the season? Because, as you said, you can see the end, and nobody wants to rush there, right? The process has been fun, even though you're tired. But is it harder or easier now?
We're just doing what we've done from the start. We're trying to go 1-0 every game. Certain weeks we might say, okay, we feel like we can go 2-0, maybe because we're at home or because of who we're playing. But really just breaking it down game by game, I think, is super important for all of us. And just also to help us stay present and enjoy this ride that we're on.
Well, and you went 2-0 last week, Coach. We're in a tremendous stretch right now, and you guys went to TCU, and that was a grind, right? I mean, you jumped out early, they tied it up at halftime, then it was tied after the end of 3. But boy, down the stretch, what an effort.
Well, the thing I love about our team right now is I feel like we are getting so much better at finishing games, and that was a little bit something that, we felt like we hadn't quite been at our best. Although we had won some games and won some really close games, right? That fourth quarter was something that, particularly in the last 5 minutes, we felt like we wanted to get better at. And I certainly feel like we've done that really our last 3 games. If you look at that fourth quarter for us, we've been stronger and just found a way to win, but in a strong way.
And you guys, again, 16-0 run, second game in a row you had done that. And then you carry that over to West Virginia. West Virginia came in, Coach, with a really good team, fantastic athletes, and a new coach, one that you're very familiar with. And you knew it was going to be a challenge, and it was. But your kids certainly answered it.
Well, they did. They were up for the challenge. And, this team is just so bought in for each other. They're bought into just this mission that we're on of being the best that we can be. It was a really fun game for us because West Virginia, they're very well coached. They have 2 really elite guards, I think 2 of the best in the conference. But we felt like that really called for us to just be a great team and be more than just a couple individuals, but have great team defense and, have multiple weapons offensively like always. But it really kind of pushed us out of that box to take another step forward defensively. And I was really proud of our kids.
I remember in post-game, and then I saw your post-game on OSU Max, and you even said for those of you watching out there, so obviously very cognizant of how many people are watching that now, but you went kind of methodically. You're like, well, I want to, we could say, and then you went to the next player, and the next player, and I felt myself in the post-game doing the same thing going, well, who am I not going to talk about? Because they've all contributed. And again, I know we've said it a billion times, but the team concept, how balanced, there were so many contributors in that ball game.
Yes, and each in their own way, some on the offensive end, some on the defensive end. Cassidy DeLapp has really come on strong for us lately, and she's someone that I felt like maybe wasn't quite where she wanted to be, where we felt like she could be, and she's stepped into a bigger role now, and so it's just fun, when everyone's playing at their best and everyone's contributing. I think those are the most fun teams to be a part of.
Well, and, to get Claire Chastain back, right? I know she probably didn't have the game yet she wants, but, man, she had collision right on the almost the opening possession. Yeah. She got knocked to the floor. But she popped up and looked fine and I think played 18 minutes. So it's good to have one more weapon in the arsenal.
Yeah, depth, I think, at this point in the season for anyone is tough, just because a lot of people are banged up at this point, and we have definitely had our fair share. But Claire is tough as nails, and she wants to be out there more than anything, and she's going to do whatever she can to be out there. Obviously, a good game just to kind of work her back But that's where Cass was huge, right? And Taylon and just those players who are stepping up in the absence of others. That has been something I think that is probably what I'm most impressed with this team, of just the way that they, step up when their name is called and when they're needed. And I think that really speaks to just the love that they have for each other and their passion to win and, do something special in this first year.
Well, and so that takes us to the next one, Coach. You guys, the Big 12 is 27 years old, and it's finishing up its 27th season. In 27 years, Cowgirl basketball has swept Baylor twice. A chance for a third after you went to Waco and the Farrell Center and won down there. A chance to do something that we haven't done since 2008 and have only done twice before. What a forget the game for a minute. Just put that into perspective. I mean, what a great opportunity.
Huge opportunity. With me being so new, I don't know these things, right? I mean, you're like, I just learned that for the first time. But I think this season has just been so unique for all of us because we're all new. None of us really know those types of things. And, when we went to Baylor the first time, our kids had no idea that they weren't supposed to win there. And I have the confidence that I think we can win every game. That's how I'm going to approach every game. And so, like you said, a great opportunity, but also just those types of things, or the pressure or things that maybe other people talk about. That's not really how we're viewing it or approaching it, as much as just, hey, let's go, show them what we got and stick together, and that us versus us that we've been focused on all year.
Half game out of third. This makes this a really big ball game too, just as far as the perspective of seeding and NCAA tournament and where you're going to end up in the Big 12, all those sorts of things. And it's pink out, and it's a really good team. So, there's a whole lot coming together on Saturday.
Yeah, we're playing for something bigger for sure on Saturday, with it being the K-Yow game, and just, the awareness and just playing for a bigger cause in terms of K-Yow and the legacy that she left, and, doing whatever we can to help those who are battling breast cancer. I think it's just one of the coolest things about women's basketball when they have these pink games. So that will be fun. And then just a lot on the line, right? And this team loves to compete. Like, that's one thing that I've really realized about them, is they don't shy away from the big moments. In fact, they thrive in them. And I'm excited to see how it goes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Play for K, 2 o'clock on Saturday. Wear your pink. Support these Cowgirls. As much as anything, Coach, just get there, right?
Yep,
we got to get them there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Best of luck. We will talk to you next week.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you guys at Gallagher. That's going to wrap things up for us. For Coach Jacie Hoyt, I'm Casey Kendrick. We'll see you next time on the Orange Power Podcast.